Hello everybody and welcome back to your 10 Minutes of Eve. I am Casuality, and if you like this format and its content, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. Last time, or rather in the last two episodes, we looked in more detail at the exploration career. Today we will move on to mining and start with mining as an alpha clone. But the foundations we laid down today will also be the base for omega clone mining, which we will cover in the next episodes. Mining itself is very easy. You warp to an asteroid belt, which you can do by right-clicking in space and selecting the asteroid belts you want to visit. Target an asteroid and then start firing your mining lasers. Once you are in range, they have a 12-kilometer range. Or you can launch your mining drones, but not as an alpha, as alphas cannot use mining drones. Your laser will now suck the ore from the asteroid until either the asteroid is empty or your ore hold is full, which can take 5,000 cubic meters when we are talking about the venture. We have already looked at a fitting for this ship, which will save us some time today for other topics. I will bring up the fitting of this ship, which is incomplete. It does not have rigs, because I fitted it on the fly, but it has Tech 2 mining modules. If you're playing as an alpha character, Adventure is all this career has to offer, because alpha clone skill restrictions will not allow you to train to better mining ships. This is reserved for omegas and the next episodes. On the other hand, this means that it is much faster and easier to complete your mining setup for an alpha miner, and then you can move on to other skill plans and other challenges. In fact, all you need to do is to maximize 3 skills: mining frigate, mining and mining upgrades, and then fit the best mining lasers and mining laser upgrades you can on your venture. More about that later. And off you go to the next asteroid belts. You may be restricted by CPU or power grid. So you will have to maybe train up your skills there. Okay, here we see some enemies. That's why I brought out my drones for self-defense. Usually my drones should attack them once they start firing on me, but let's lock them up and give them a manual attack command, just to be on the safe side. I'm not alone here, there's another player with a venture and also with some drones, and then we have some NPC mining fleets, which happen from time to time. Okay, bad boys are taken care of. Recall my drones. Let's move on. Yeah, now you are at an asteroid belt, but what should you do here? As an alpha, you usually want to sell the unrefined ore for maximum profit, because you will not be able to achieve skill levels which are required to make a bigger profit from reprocessing the ore. Usually you can achieve the best price when you compress the ore before selling it. Compressing squeezes 100 units of unrefined ore into 1 unit of compressed ore, and also reduces the volume by factor 100. Make compressed ore easier to transport in large volumes, and this also is the reason for the higher price. But compressing does not affect the amount of minerals contained in the ore, which would be quite stupid. So we have 1,300 units of feldspar roughly, this would compress to 112 units of compressed feldspar. To be on the safe side, it is a good idea to check the prices of compressed ore at your local trade hub. In my case, this would be Dodixie, and whether 1 unit of compressed ore sells for more than 100 units of unrefined ore. You should also note that compressing ore is only possible at player stations, which offer the processing service. So you can find them in the structure browser, and if you search by solar system and a service filter, you should deselect all and then only tick reprocessing plant, which is this symbol here, and then look for our player station. And when you see we have one here which will be able to do the service. NPC stations do not offer compression. But price alone is only half of the equation. Ore volume is the second. Mined ores have different volumes. Feldspar, for example, has a volume of 0.1 cubic meters. This is the smallest and most common ore in New Eden. And on the other end of the scale is mercoxite. It is the rarest and largest ore. It has 40 square meters per unit. This means you can stuff 50,000 units of feldspar in this 5,000 cubic meter ore hold. On the other hand, if you look at scordite, it has a volume of 0.15 cubic meters, and this means you can only fit 30,333 units of scordite into your hold. And this compresses to 333 units of compressed scordite compared to 500 units of compressed feldspar. So in reality, you should compare your full ore hold. This means you should compare the price of 500 compressed feldspar to the price of 333 compressed scordite, in my example, to see which is the more profitable ore, and not only look at the base prices. Of course, there are also some websites which will help you with comparing the prices, and one of them I would like to show you now. This is the website ore.cerlestes.de, but even though it is a DE site, it is completely in English, and here you can make some basic adjustments. I entered the cargo hold volume of my venture here as a theoretical reprocessing value. We will check that in a second, and Cerlestes market region for prices. And here you will see that if you refine the full cargo hold of feldspar, you will get 110,000 units of tritanium, which would sell at roughly 682,000 ISK. On the other hand, you would sell the raw ore for 17 ISK per asteroid times 50,000, which is considerably more. It's 850,000 ISK, and compressed ore is at 1,830, and you would have 500, so here we're talking about 900,000 ISK. So selling the compressed ore is much better, and if you do the math and compare that price to that price, this is a per unit price, not the total price, then you will see that feldspar, compressed feldspar beats compressed scordite in Cerlestes at the time being. If you are an Omega with better reprocessing skills, my main is around 80% refining yield, then you would see that you make more profit by refining the feldspar. But this is a level to which no alpha clone will ever get. Okay, to see what's going on, I will just stop the mining and dock up at this station to see what my effective refining yield is and where you can find it. The only other ways to improve your profits is to venture into a more dangerous space, to mine more valuable ore, or to optimize mining volume per hour. As an alpha, this means scaling towards the mining laser tools and mining upgrade tools like this ship already has, and maybe invest in a mining implant, all of which will increase the volume mined per module cycle, and thereby reduce the time you need to fill up your ore hold. That and increasing mining frigate skill to the maximum is all you can do, except for using more than one account. If you're using 2 alpha clones, for example, one could haul the ore from the belt, the miner can stay indefinitely there, has no downtime, which will also improve your profit per hour. So let's take a look at reprocessing. Yeah, 55.6%, so my initial settings at Cerlestes were quite accurate. I can go back once more and add 0.556, and this gives you the accurate amounts for this character. But we don't want to reprocess it, we want to compress it, and this creates another item, the compressed feldspar. However, please remain realistic. Optimizing your profit per hour does not mean that you can acquire vast riches through mining as an alpha. Roughly 10 to 15 million ISK per hour are possible, and a lot of activists can be more profitable. On the other hand, mining does not require a lot of attention, training or investment, and doing that while watching a movie, preparing your tax return or similar stuff can net you some nice extra cash. This finishes this episode, but I hope you will come back for some Omega mining next time.